People of God, the reason why I'm doing this video is to talk about some stuff that been on my mind or whatever, because I'm a good girl and my friend's good too. So we like to party, right? So when you know that we like to party, we doing what? Good, right? Now I know a lot of you guys are used to telling Satan, "Get thee behind me, Satan," as a rebuke. But Satan can't get behind me because I roll with a good crew. So he can't even be in the atmosphere. So I got to tell Satan to get from around me. I got to tell Lucifer to get from around me. I got to tell things that's been trying to bound me and things that's been keeping me in chains and shackles. Devil, you got to get from around me. You understand what I'm saying? You can't stay here. You got to get from around me because my friends is good. When we sit up there and we go to Cain sitting up there, he done felt countless times and doing his best. And the first thing God says, if you do good, will not good what? Follow you. Will not good follow you. Because you're doing what? You're doing good. When Jesus rebuked Peter, he said, may death be far from you. And he said, it can't be that way. And he rebuked them. But when he rebuked Peter, he wasn't saying to Peter, Peter, I despise you and I don't want you around me. He said to Peter, get thee behind me because you're good. You don't want this to happen to me, but it has to happen to me. That's the rebuke. It has to happen, but you don't want it to happen to me. But this is part of what I came for. So get behind me because I see that you're good. And good needs to follow me. You get what I'm saying? So I got my own party of good. Because we likes to party and do good. So good follows me. And I can't tell Satan, Lucifer, the devil, and every op spirit that's against me, hoism, and all this stuff to get behind me. I got to tell them to get from around me. You're going to hear me say multiple times, if I'm rebuking you and I'm saying, look, your spirit ain't my spirit and it don't agree, I'm never going to tell you to get behind me. I'm going to tell you to get from around me. I got good all around me, following me. I got stuff following me. I got stuff behind me. I got stuff in front of me that's good. And we don't need you nowhere around us with the craziness and the madness. So that's one thing. Even Jesus failed the same way Cain failed. Jesus felt that way. He's on the cross. He's dying. He said, God, why have you forsaken me? I'm suffering. I feel like you forsaken me. Jesus, exact words. Lord, Lord, why hast thou forsaken me? If he felt forsaken, Cain felt forsaken, and both of them were doing what? The right thing. This is the beginning. We're in the middle of some stuff with Jesus. At his ending, he's feeling forsaken. Why have you forsaken me? Cain, feeling forsaken, has to be reminded, if you do good, will not good what? Follow you. Sometimes good can't even interact on your behalf because there's a process that must take place. It wasn't until last night God sent me the changing of the message. And this was like a ministry to me. Do you remember the time when you seen this? Do you remember when the ministry was this? And I sat up there and I'm thinking to myself, Lord, I remember that. And God said, I showed you this. The message came to me. I'm not going to say it's God's message. What I'm going to say, the message came because it is in relevance to God. I'm going to say the message came from God's messenger saying, Since you remember this, you know that we can change the circumstances biblically with our lives. We can change what has happened. So don't get discouraged. Don't be dismayed, because there is a shift that's taking place. There is a change that's going to take place. There's going to be growth that's going to take place. Now you're going through, God, why has you forsaken me? But as long as you're doing good, good is still following, changing things, working on the circumstances, observing what's going on. The enemy say, I'm going to sift you like wheat. Do you understand? You are a rock. A rock doesn't move unless somebody moves it. But he tells Peter, he say, Peter, I have prayed for you in advance. When you sit up there, you go into Matthew, he begins to bestow blessings on you in Matthew 5. Blesses this, blesses that, blesses this, blesses that. There are blessings connected to your work. Blesses the meek and the humble. I'm rah-rah sometimes. I don't know if I'm going to get that blessing. I've been a snap out and, don't take me there again. I'm a good girl, but I came from bad places. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all ain't been there. I'm a good girl, but I came from bad places. So I snap out. I got to be careful with this spirit of God, because I'm telling you, God's still working. And the craziest thing, when you know that God's working, who you got to keep from around you? I got to keep certain people from around me. Certain people I can't even associate with. Why can't I associate with them? I can't associate with you because you're not the best thing for me. Craziest thing, I found myself in demonic captivity, dating. Now, I guard myself so much. So it's only a certain group of people that can get around me. That's the sad part about it, because in order to infiltrate me, you will have to masquerade up and be one of these people. Because how I guard myself, like, seriously, back when I was even in sin, my mother was the only person that really stayed in my house other than the dude that I would be dating. That's sad, ain't it? And my family. Like, you have to be family or the dude I'm dating. I allow nobody else close to me. So if you ain't family, you ain't coming close to me. So they have to masquerade up as family, because they'll never get close to me. You have to masquerade up as the dude I'm dating, or you will never get close to me. But guess what? God's hiding down the boy. God's hiding me up so decent right now. So even now, a lot of family, I won't even let in my atmosphere. In my atmosphere, I socialize and everything, but certain stuff I don't let close to me. Why? I gotta guard me. I don't date at all. Guess what? Because I gotta guard me. I did not realize the enemy would use the men that I dated to infiltrate me and to infiltrate my household, my family, my kids at risk. I got children. They're at risk. I can't invite a dude into this house because guess what? I got a son. He'll turn him into a woman. I got a son. Some of these men is into hoism and prostitution, and you don't know it because they walk around talking about they pimps, and you don't know it. And you open up your door and you let that spirit of hoism into your house, and now your son turned out because this dude, he don't want to give up his patch of hair. He's trying to give up yours and your household's own in his place. And he'll never pay the Pied Piper for that. And guess what? It's hard to tell the difference from these men and these men in hoism. Now, some of y'all say, oh, well, I'm going to be gay. And that's how I'm going to know. Well, let me clarify this for you. They got women in hoism too who pledge their allegiance to being whores. And if you let them in your house and you married to these things, because you're not going to know, guess what? They in the church. They perpetrating in the church. Jesus, 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 Jesus. And you let them in your house. Because everything that say Lord, Lord ain't saved. Everything that say God, God ain't saved. Everything that say Jesus, Jesus ain't saved. But they come in there, they perpetrate real decent. Or they know the fruits of the spirit. They'll hide and pretend they are them. Cover up. They covered all the way up. You don't know who they really is until you get them in your house. Oh, it's stories about them, but guess what? The stories about them covered up. Young women. The stories about them are covered up. The young girl in the church, he done masquerade with and act like he was at the Mardi Gras with these young girls. Every young girl can get it. And she stay quiet because he's respected in the church. And she don't say nothing. She don't expose him because he's protected in the church. He has a squeaky clean image. And she feels that because of how beautiful she is and how wonderful she is, that maybe he felt weak that one time. And she's the only one. It's not until years and years later she found out, I'm not the only one. It was multiple beautiful young women like me who he can't keep his hands off of. And don't nobody speak on it. Don't nobody preach on it about these hoism spirits. And now you done invited them into your home and you're dealing and coping with it. So your young girl now thinks that she's a man because the spirit of hoism carries the characteristics of both males and females, and it does what we call confusion. The devil operates in what? Confusion. So now there's a confusion in our daughters and our sons because our sons now think that they are young women and our young women are thinking that they are young men. Now, the males think they females and the females thinking that they're males. And that spirit comes from the spirit of hoism. And now you are married to this man that is subservient to that religion of confusion. Now, God say my yes is yes and my no is no. Anything more than this is of what? Evil. If you sitting up there and you in a spirit of prostitution, but yet and still you trying to perpetrate as a good spirit and coming into the house of God, perpetrating as if you're a man of God, it's only to deceive. The spirit of deception is not of God. By their fruits, you're going to know them. Okay, if you're sitting up here and you raping our daughters off, you're not the spirit of God. And at this point, as the people of God, we got to start throwing some people out of our churches. We got to start throwing some people out of our churches. Now, be careful who you throw out. Be careful who you throw out. Make sure whatever you throw out actually displaying the spirit of unrighteousness. And when I say they displaying it, I'm going to be real with you. Certain things I will not let in the church. But you got some people that's going to do this and they're going to do it on display to sit up there and throw out the righteous. I'm going to tell you ahead of time because I have seen it done in a boastful spirit to throw out the righteous. So what they do, they sit up there. We all in church. We all praising God. We all good, right? but to insult the righteous because they said that somebody that was doing wrong in the church needed to be thrown out. They throwed out the person that said that the one that was doing wrong need to get thrown out. If you don't believe this happened, I'm gonna tell you a story right now. I once worked for a company, a retail company, right? I'm being harassed. The guy pushing on me, doing all kinds of stuff, everything, right? The moment I said I don't have a problem putting my hands on you, they throw me out. They throw me out and said I was a problem to them. How am I a problem? I'm the one reporting the incident. I'm the one reporting harassment. I'm the one going through the incident. I'm the one having the issue. I'm the one sitting up there reporting the issue, doing everything that I could possibly do to avoid any physical assertion of power. Physical. Because sometimes that's what it's going to get to after a while, because with these spirits being the way they are, you must show a force. It must be a show of force. The law must be enforced. The kingdom of heaven was taken over. And it was taken over by what? By force. We got to take it back by what? Force. We got to enforce this thing. We're going to have to take it back by force. They ain't going to just give it to us. They ain't going to just say, here you go. No. You're not going to be able to be passive aggressive. You're not going to be able to be passive. There's going to have to be a show of force, because you're dealing with spirits that are unclean spirits, no matter how they're dealing with it. And they have taken over, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spirits and principles in high places. So they're in management positions. They're in high position. That's why the moment that you enter in, and I don't know if you've seen, I showed the woman where she sat up there. I do my Facebook shorts and stuff, and all kinds of stuff. And if you have noticed, I sit up there. One woman sat up there and she said, if you're chosen, the moment you go into a company, they're trying to get you out of there. If they hire you, they try to get you out of there because you're doing your job. I can't tell you. I'm going to give you a perfect example. One time I saw a woman sabotaging the company. And I went to the manager and I'm telling the manager, I say, ma'am, this woman doing this, and this. Y'all need to do something, because I don't have the power to enforce, because I'm not management. So I have to call on the power of management to enforce, and come to find out, management was okay with their destruction of them people company. Management was okay. I had to get up out of there. I resigned. I'm like, hey, you know what? If y'all good with it, y'all happy with it, I'm happy with it too, but I'm not going to get caught up in this, because when you start seeing certain spirits, you don't want nothing to do with them. You don't want nothing to do with them. A lot of times we're working for companies and they don't want you to what? Make the money. They don't want you to make money, because why? They're supporting spirituals, rituals, evil things going on in your atmosphere and your communities that they're in support of. So when they're supporting them, all I do is just be like, nah, I'm gonna get from around here. Because look, I got good following me. They can't be around certain stuff. It agitates me, it agitates them. So I already know when I'm aggravated, I start hearing stuff like, sweetheart, you need to do something, or we will. Sweetheart, we're gonna have to move soon. You're gonna have to get up out of here. I can't take this. And when you start hearing the spirit moves like that, you're like, okay, I understand. Let me go ahead on and do what I got to do and clear out. And sometimes it leaves us in bad places, because we cannot have evil around us, because we like to party. And we're a good party. I'm good and my friends good too. We ain't bad. We good. And repping a good crew mean that certain stuff we can't do. And I already know where my crew picked me up from. When I say I came from the pits of hell, trust me, it took God people saving me. When I say it took God people interceding on my behalf to save me, them people had to save me. When I say they had to save me, they had to save me. I was under so much demonic possession. It takes divine intervention to intercede and give me hope. That's just how bad the enemy is. Y'all better wake up, because it's so much going on. I wanted one time to own my own company and stuff like that. And I think before God gives me the gift to own my own company, I've been working for all these other companies in observation of their expansion and their sabotage as well. People within the company sabotaging the company. You got people within the company stealing from the company. You got people that mean the company well that they lose every day. Every day they lose people that mean them well. Every day. And the sad part about it, the company don't even know. They still supporting the one who's sabotaging them. Like as if they lifting them up. I never understood that. Man, this thing was so bad. I'm gonna tell you something. When I told the manager, the head person about this, she was so in support of this woman. This is the sad part. She was so in support of this woman. I cried out. I say she probably under demonic possession. Because there's no way in the world with what I just told her that she could overlook this. So I started worrying for her soul, because I'm like, she's actually suffering demonic possession. Because there's no possible way with what I just told you. I would have already wrote this person up and fired them. She was like, oh, it is what it is. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, huh? Are you you're not gonna do nothing? Not nothing? You cool people. You all right as management, you good people as management, but I'm reporting something to you, you ain't gonna do nothing? Not nothing? You gonna really make me try to have to retract the fact that you cool people as management. And that's the sad part about it. And that actually happened to me. This is the reason why when we sit up there and we talk about the story of those that are reapers, and it come time to reap, you're not gonna leave them weeds in that field. Them weeds can't stay in there. They gotta be burnt up. You're not gonna sit up there and leave the wheat in the field. That wheat gotta be stored up. A lot of stuff that goes on, man. You better learn how to get rid of the weeds in your life that's choking the life out of you. And that's gonna be the hardest thing, because you're forced to grow with them. It's hard to get rid of them, because guess what? Y'all got kids together. Yeah. That would really play the number with you. You weren't even woke. You weren't even consenting. A lot of our young women are on jobs now, and those jobs are like BCIs. I don't know if you know what a BCI, but brain computer interface. And that brain computer interface is like demons controlling your mind. That's that bowler hat on Meet the Robbins, the little cartoon. And it has an agenda to control and rule the world and dominate over you. And it comes as the cure for wellness. But originally, it was created to make one well. But now it's being used to sicken the people. And we have to wake up to that. Sad part, some of us been asleep so long, we don't even know how to take this thing. By the time we get in the race already over with. We in the benediction. And they sitting up there putting us in a casket. Serious talk. You wake up, you be like, oh yeah, everything good. What the world became to you dead? It's over with. They put you in a casket and keep going. And that's how life sometimes is for us, especially people of God that roll with a good party. But like I said to you, keep bad people from around you. Be very selective. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. I've been going after. I ain't tell too many people this. I've been searching out righteous companies. Really want to work for real people of God. Cause like with my work ethics, because I don't have the money right now, I have to work to make the revenue, to support my businesses, to support my corporations, to support myself. I have to go work. So I've been seeking out companies to work for that's righteous. Like I went to Jupiter Christian School. And well, I didn't go actually directly to school. I applied to work for them as a substitute and a substitute coordinator, working for companies that I know are carrying the church mission with it. You know what I'm saying? Actually applying to work for people of God, Catholic Charity Dynasty, people that I know that are people of God. Still haven't gotten a call back from them or anything. I don't know if I'm getting calls from, like, because sometimes people don't hire you directly. They ain't gonna put you where you want to be. Sometimes I put you in some affiliations, but I don't sometimes send you where you want to be. So I don't know if that's the case. I don't know what's what, but I do know I've been applying to work for companies because I feel like I don't want to squander my talents working for people that's not of God, one, or working for people that's not of God, that's not anointed by God. See, because there's some people that's not of God, but they are anointed by God. And I'm kind of tired of like giving energy to people that's not of God. Like I'm working for these people. They carry no spirit of God. They carry no loyalty to God. They carry no love for God. And I'm working for them. And I'm like, why am I here? Why am I working for these people? And I'm tired of picking up like diseases, because I call these demons diseases. I'm tired of picking up demonic diseases working for these people. I really want to work for the body of Christ, the people of God. That way I'm able to get more done. And on top of that, I am a firm believer that the people of God do tend to pay more than the world do, or whatever, because the people of God is not going to sit up there and tell you no foolishness, like, because they already know the struggle. Baby, they been here. They ain't just get here. They ain't new here. They been here. Look, we done did some years. We done been some slave situations, some good situations, some bad situations. Baby, I know you got needs. I'm not going to knock you. In fact, I'm going to try to give you what you're worth, because I realize the value of an employee that's working multiple positions actually save our company and make us look a lot better if they're doing what they're supposed to do. But everybody don't carry those values either. So what I really been looking for is trying to find people that are actually God-fearing, that pays fair wage, and work for them. And I understand fair wage isn't fair, because let me tell you something, $20 an hour, $18 an hour is not a lot of money. It's not going to cover all my needs. I understand that. I'm at this point where I realize in our area, in our community, the way the communal setup is, it's a dependency setup. We have to gain independency by maneuvering and engineering and becoming architects of our own freedom and our own independence through engineering and building our own what I'm gonna call it our own brick and mortar system. The concrete, the brick and concrete system that is hard to break down and hard to break you down and take you down to nothing. And a lot of times we're on these jobs, trust me, they don't even want you to get to a year on the job. Because the moment you spend 1 year on the job, it's over with. It's over with. I have had jobs. I was hired on to work 40 plus hours in management. I walk on the job site, and the moment I walk on the job site, I said, no, this can't be the way you've been running this job site. And I start writing stuff up. Just start writing stuff up. I'm sending all kinds of stuff to management, just writing up all these violations and stuff like that. And after writing up all the violations, they call me in and I'm told, you can't stay working there. We're sending you somewhere else. And then they were like, oh, we're cutting your pay. We're not giving you as many hours and stuff like that. And one thing about me, I'm like a go-getter person and stuff like that. I can tell when stuff is demonic. I can tell when stuff is just a game to them or whatever and stuff like that. So they send me to another site. I'm at the other site. Same thing. Where's this? Where's that? What is this? What is that? I'm writing it up. Don't play with me. Type stuff. And the craziest thing, eventually they start cutting out your hours. They only need you 1 day or 2 days or whatever, especially when they know that you correct and stuff. And then every time that they want you to go to a site and just point out everything that's wrong at the site and then leave. And doing that, you rarely get any hours. If they call you in, like you're actually that person that analyzes that site and marks all the violations of that site, and then you just leave. I was getting no hours, so I had to quit. I was like, nah, man, I can't. You ain't even paying me enough for what I'm doing. This is top flight stuff. You're not even paying me $19 an hour. It's not paying me for the quality of work that you're getting. You actually supposed to pay way more than that. I'm supposed to at least get what, 20,000 every time I show up on one of your sites, analyzing it and doing security risk management evaluations. No, you can't pay me for this. So I eventually have to let some of these jobs go because the type of work that I give, they're not willing to pay for. And I got to get them from around me, man. Because to be totally honest, I understand everybody's not capable of paying the value of their employees. But at the same time, some of these places are. And what they're doing, they're getting away with lowballing. I remember the last job I worked at a hospital. The day that I quit, the people told me to my face, say, you're supposed to make $19 an hour. They intentionally gave you 15 and refused to pay you. Heartbreaking, ain't it? True story. I still got to go back there and pick up some items from that location because it just is what it is. But truest story I ever told. So on top of it, they never intended for me to actually make well or intended for me to stay for the long haul. They wanted to lowball me and see if it keeps me there longer. And to be totally honest with you, I had already came in with the attitude that I wanted to stay with the company this time and work the way through the company or whatever, despite the demons that is there present at that company and the issues that that company has. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick it out this time and we're gonna work through this and stuff like that. That was my attitude. The pay, I should have rejected, and I should have rejected them, but I accepted the pay and thinking that maybe it's because of the way I left the first time. No, it was because they never had real good intentions to begin with. And you got to know what you're dealing with. A lot of places you're going to work don't have good intentions. This is part of the reason why I want to work for the people of God, but I have to be careful because everybody that says Lord, Lord ain't saved. Everybody say that God. Them people ain't saved. Them people crooked, unrighteous people. And I ain't perfect. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you, I'm not perfect. You've been to say the wrong thing to me on the wrong day, the wrong hour. I haven't gotten prayed up yet. And the wrong thing will show up. So this is part of the reason why I don't want unrighteous people around me either. Because guess what? When you have those type of people around you, you're collecting those type of spirits that say, I'm not prayed up, I'm not ready yet, and I've been a snap out. I don't want to carry that attitude. Because that one got to come out through fasting and prayer. And I'm telling you, I sit up here, I pray daily. Sometimes I pray and I pray and have to fast. I just now started writing my prayer again to start praying daily and making sure that I stay prayed up daily. I just started, I rewrote the prayer the way I want to say it, the way I feel comfortable saying it, and making sure that I do that. Because a lot of people teach you certain stuff. A lot of stuff has been changed and they're not talking on it. So I have to remember to speak on what's really going on. Make sure that I'm doing what I got to do for myself. Because a lot of people are going to see my videos on this Atlas after a while. And when you see my videos on this Atlas, know that I'm spitting the truth to you. Because this is what's really going down. When you start hearing about Solomon's temple, when you start hearing about them 72 demons and them demons that Solomon had to fight off, those are people, those are spirits, those are characteristics of people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Greedy. They seeing you prosper. They seeing you working for the people of God. And they say they owe us. What we owe you? Won't owe you nothing. They'll come, they'll lie. That one owe me money. When I owe you money, I don't even know this person. But that's how they lie. And they try to indebt you to them. They'll sit up there, they'll give you something, and you won't even know. I'm going to tell you something. One job I worked, and they would give me my paycheck, and I had to learn the systems fall down. Like I don't know if y'all got my video message about how the paycheck systems, like the card systems, sometimes they don't work. You better check your records and make sure that you're getting what you're supposed to get, because those card systems don't always work. So you really have to tell people, I don't take credit cards, I take cash only. And we have to move back to that system real soon if you want to make sure you secure your company and your money resources, because of most people, 99 to 100% of the people population, look, I'm gonna give you about 95%, but truth be told, it's way more than that. But 95% of people pay with credit cards now, and your company may be losing money because of credit cards and the fact that you can't see properly. So when you sit up there and you're doing your company, you say, okay, we're not taking credit cards, our credit card machine down, whatever the case may be, and we're only able to take cash currency. As currency, cash, have cash in hand. Only thing is currency. They talking about a mark of the beast or whatever. I wouldn't trust a mark of a beast to save my life. I wouldn't trust a mark of a beast to save my life. Because it's just like that credit card. You going to lose money. You better make sure you have cash in hand. And that's the only thing that's going to work for you. And I done been on here about 40 minutes, so I'm cutting this off. God bless.